whether it's helping us to get to where we want to get to?
Thank you so much. And I think the excitement that I have is the fact that we are discussing about carbon credits and carbon tax for the very first time. Because, and this came as a result of our realization that none of our laws in Kenya had carbon credits or carbon tax embedded. And therefore, we took the initiative as government to make sure that we amend the Climate Change Act of 2016 to incorporate carbon credits or carbon trading, as explained, as mentioned by my colleagues. And this is one of the critical aspects. Now, the reason why we did this is because there has been voluntary projects or carbon trading happening in the country, and the communities have not been benefiting out of the credits, as Peter put it, and as colleagues put it, in any sense. Just to mention to you that over 20% of the carbon trading that happened in Africa is from Kenya. But I can tell you, until the president assented to the act just a week ago, the government of Kenya could not pinpoint where these tradings is happening because it was voluntarily, and yet we didn't have a law to be able for us to be able to check on what's happening in these carbon tradings. That is why we did the initiative and say we need to amend the Climate Change Act of 2016 to incorporate carbon trading. I can tell you we've gone through rigorous processes. It was not an easy to get to the law to be amended, especially before. The issue was not even targeting the summit, but we wanted to showcase the process. We did 60 days of public participation on that. And the reason why we brought in the carbon trading or carbon markets, we wanted to have a legal and policy framework for government to be able to know what's happening in the space of carbon trading. To provide transparency, to provide good environment for business trading. This is anchored under Paris 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, and therefore there is a voluntary carbon market trading, there is the compliance market, which we are going to be progressing. So even as we do the voluntary carbon markets trading, we wanted to make sure that the government knows what's happening. I can tell you, as we move to the regulations in the next few days, which we'll be able to publish, the government is going to be taking seriously an understanding of what's happening within the space of carbon markets. We are going to be creating...
even as you continue,
yes,
what do you tell those who feel, okay, we don't need this money, not in this form. What we want is the pollution to stop.
Agreed.
Not to make money.
I totally agree. But the point is, and I am happy the way Peter has explained, it is supposed to be progressive. You know, we are talking about the carbon credits, which is a trading mechanism for us to be able to mitigate or and provide solutions in terms of how we are supposed to do emissions. So the issue of us having this transparency in terms of how communities are going to benefit. I think one of the key things is important for us to highlight the achievements within the law that has just been ascended on the amended Climate Change Act of 2023. That 40% of all the benefits of carbon markets or carbon projects are going to go to the communities, especially land-based ones, and at least 40%. In fact, that is a term used, at least 40%. That means it can be more. If you tell me now how communities are benefited, I can't be able to pinpoint. But because we didn't have that access or that process in as government to be able to take that initiative. Secondly, on the non-land-based programs, we are going to get at least 25%. And one of the key things that I need to mention here, and which is important for us in this amended act, is a national designated authority that would be responsible for registering all the carbon markets or projects within the country for us to be able to know what's happening.
Well said.
And that is where now the issues of carbon tax is going to come in. You cannot talk about carbon tax when you don't know what's happening in the environment. So I can be able to...
don't have the legal framework for it.
Yeah, so now we have a legal framework and we appreciate
Allow me to cut you short because I want to sample a few tweets from our viewers before you wind up this conversation. I'll get a final round of your comments while